Hi, my name is Lane McCall, and today I'm going to teach you how to balance your gimbal in under 90 seconds. Alright, so real quick before we get started, I just want you all to know that this video is applicable to all different types of gimbals out there, okay? I'm just going to be using my DJI Ronin-S, and I'm going to be balancing the Sony a7R III and 16-35 G Master lens. There's just one more little educational bit that I think you all should know before we get started, and that is the different types of arms and motors that are on these gimbals. Now you can see here that the Ronin-S has like a 45-degree slant. Some come a little bit further up in the back, and that's okay. This is still applicable to all of it, but this, regardless of how it looks, is still going to be the pan arm and motor. It is what's going to be panning your camera left to right. The one right above that, this is going to be the roll motor. It's what's going to perform the roll function on your camera. And then right here, this arm and motor is the tilt. As you can see, it's going to be tilting your camera up and down. Now that we got that out of the way, let's balance this sucker. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to take your lens cap off. You're going to double check and make sure you got all your batteries and SD cards, and everything that's going to be on the gimbal is already set. Then you're going to grab your gimbal's quick release plate. The only thing I added to this was a Manfrotto RC2 plate so that I can quickly take my camera on and off. Let's go ahead and slide this puppy in here. Push it back, and the first axis we're going to be working on is the tilt, okay? So I'm bracing my motor over here on the side, and I'm going to be moving my camera plate forward and backward until it's no longer tilting forward or back. All right, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to adjust this axis right here so that whenever I tilt it back or forward, it's not going down in either direction. All right, and that is how it should look. You should be able to tilt it in any direction and it basically stay there, okay? So now we're going to work on the roll motor. So all we're doing is we're shifting this left and right to make sure that it stays balanced. So let's go ahead and move it over to the right. As I can tell, it's a little bit heavier on the left side. I think that looks pretty good. Now, just a quick side note, the DJI Ronin-S also has an adjustable camera plate right here, and I would probably go ahead and adjust that during this phase. However, mine already happen to be pretty good, so I'm just gonna leave it there. So with the roll motor balance, you should be able to put your camera in basically any position as long as the gimbal is standing straight up, and it should basically stay there. That's how you know you got a good balance. Now we're gonna move on to the pan motor right here. So just go ahead and balance it out, grab your gimbal by the handle and tilt it over to the side. You can see it immediately was front heavy with that lens over there. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it backwards. We'll try about right there, and we're gonna do it again and see if that was better. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Your gimbal is balancing under 90 seconds. Now, another thing you could add to this to make it a little bit more secure would be a lens support. I didn't throw this in there at the beginning because not every gimbal comes with it. But all you have to do is just attach it to your camera, quick release plate, put it right here. Let's go ahead and support this 16-35 GM because that's a pretty heavy lens. And there you go. Now, it looks like I didn't even have to really rebalance it, but you might have to adjust the tilt just a little bit. And then of course your gimbal's cable. Once again, not every gimbal has this kind of stuff, so I didn't want to include that, but let's go ahead and just throw that in there. All right, now that the gimbal's fully set up, and I think I did a pretty good job on it, I'm gonna go ahead and run a test and see what DJI thinks. So let's turn it on. Okay, go ahead and tilt this back a little bit so the camera can see. And I'm going to go into my menu, setting, and here's the balance test. Let's see how we do. Pan, excellent. Tilt, excellent. Roll, excellent. So that is a perfect setup, at least according to DJI. So you definitely want to balance your gimbal to the T every single time because that is going to take a lot of strain off of the motors, and it's also going to give you, theoretically, the best possible footage out of your gimbal. Now, will your gimbal still work if it's not set up and balanced to the T? Yes, it will. But there's a few things that will happen. It will most likely become more confused when you make quick jerk reactions. You'll hear some like tension in the motors, and then of course you'll feel some micro vibrations down here in the grip. So I personally always recommend people to set up and properly balance their gimbal before they go out for every shoot. I know it can be a little bit of a nuisance, but the end result is going to be a lot better. So that is it, everyone. If you appreciate this video on how to balance your gimbal in under 90 seconds, please be sure to hit that like button down below to show some support. If you don't like this video, that's okay, guys. You can hit the dislike button twice, all right? Subscribe to my YouTube channel for future uploads and stay tuned because 2019 is the year. Take it easy, guys. My name's Lane McCall.